What's more likely, the Buccaneers blow out the Patriots or the game comes down to the wire? By the way, James White, Patriots running back, out for the season, most likely with a hip injury suffered in week 3. So what's more likely, Chris?
Gosh, I'm going to say the blowout. I mean, I really could see either one where, like, New England somehow, Belichick has this crazy game plan and hangs around. But I think if you're going to make me pick between either one of those, and what are we saying blowout? 10 more, 14 or more? You know, I mean, yeah, I guess that's the one.
Two
I'm gonna
scores
pick.
or more.
Yeah,
I'm going
to say the blowout then.
Yeah, I agree with you, but
and
Tom Curran was intrigued by my theory that the Patriots need to go over the top, roll out the red carpet, another red carpet on top of it, highlight video, tribute video, emotion.
Yeah, right.
Try to draw it out of Tom Brady.
Play the Adele song, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Because they understand that when he gets emotional, that makes him a little bit wobbly. And also, whether it's that or whether it's that factor, and Coach Dungy mentioned this over the weekend, that when he went back to Tampa Bay in 2003, the guys on the Colts team wanted so badly to win that game for him. How badly do these other Buccaneers players want to win for Tom Brady? And none of them wants to be the one who's responsible for it.
That's right.
Are they going to be a little tight? Is this going to be almost like Super Bowl jitters that the Patriots can take advantage of in some way? And maybe that's how Belichick needs to think of this game. It's almost Super Bowl nerves for the other team, not for your team. Most of your guys, you know, it's
I don't know. Maybe there is their side though. I don't know. That's where I don't know either.
Do you think?
I mean a little, because just like they're not all Patriots yet. You know, it's just so many new guys, and I don't know. I could see the Patriots also being like, man, we know this is big for Bill. You know, maybe there is a little bit more tension and attention to detail this week. I have a hard time believing that. I don't know, but there's definitely going to be a tension in a regular season atmosphere that you rarely see in the NFL. That's for sure. But I don't know what team buckles under that kind of pressure. I'm not sure.
My question is whether and to what extent Bill Belichick can sell to his players that he is not affected by this.
Yeah, right.
Can he pull that off? This is just another week. I don't want to hear any of this crap. I don't care who's coming in. They're all nameless and faceless to us.
He can do it.
You know, in a weird sort of way, I watched not long ago the Juju Smith-Schuster explanation about the Browns when he said the Browns is the Browns. Really, the point that he was making is it doesn't matter who's in that uniform. It doesn't matter who's playing for that team. It's still the team that we're facing. And that's the attitude that Bill Belichick has to have with his can he convince his players of that? And I think that goes a long way toward keeping the Patriots from becoming emotional and doing anything other than their job. Do your job. Do your expletive deleted job. The Patriots still follow that mantra. All right, another great game this weekend. Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
At the Dallas Cowboys.
Booyah.
Let's since we're over, let's go ahead and hear from Matt Rule on the offense that his very good defense is going to be trying to slow down in Dallas.
So I think they have the ability to run the football and throw it. They'll matriculate the ball down the field, or they'll be explosive. But I think when you just pull the whole thing back, it all goes back to, it's like watching Peyton Manning. It's like watching Drew Brees, call the game at the line of scrimmage. I think what Dak's doing right now is unbelievably impressive.
Yes, it is. And we need to appreciate the fact that, and it's understandable. Like, we're so worried about his ankle, justifiably so. We're worried about the shoulder injury that was basically a back injury, justifiably so. And then he shows up and he blows the doors off. And we worried about him after week 1 with 58 passes, not sustainable. Well, wisely, the Cowboys pivoted to more balance. And Dak's, I hate to say he's top 3 right now, because if we go around and go quarterback by quarterback and say top 3, there'll be 10 in the top 3. But he's clearly among the elite. Best of the best right now.
100%. Yeah, whatever you want to say. Right. He's top 5, top 6, top 7. I mean, you could probably ask the 10 best coaches in football, and they'd have them all over the lot there. But in that range, I think, to your point, I'm with you. Carolina's the real deal. There's no doubt about that. You see the talent on the field. Sam Darnold's still in the process of kind of getting like more and more comfortable. Hey, and I thought really one of the under radar, and this is why I like Carolina. And one of the under-the-radar great moves earlier this week is them trading for C.J. Henderson. They lose J.C. Horn with a broken foot last week, and they trade and get a top 10 corner from the Jaguars from a guy who's got a ton of talent and seemed to have been in the doghouse with Urban Meyer and company. And I thought that was a great move too. So I don't know if you can really stop the Cowboys offense, like stop them, but what are we asking here? I don't even know what I'm going with. I'm just
What's
saying
more likely?
Okay. It's a great game.
Here we go. Here it is.
All right.
Who's more likely to suffer their first loss? The 3-0 Panthers at the 2-1 Cowboys, or the 3-0 Broncos hosting the 2-1 Ravens?
Ooh.
Who's more likely to suffer their first loss?
Ooh. Man, I'm
The Broncos are actually slight favorites over the Ravens, which surprised me.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, I hear you. It's surprising, but the Ravens, it's every game has been by a shoestring there. I guess if I'm going to pick one there, I'm going to go with the Panthers. I am. I'm going to go with the Panthers. I think Dallas has got it going on the offensive side of the ball, like you explained. Their defense is good enough. The only thing that the Panthers, and Troy Aikman tried to say this last week in the Thursday night game, Sam Darnold's just got to settle in a little bit and trust his team and trust the offense. There's plays when you look at film of Sam Darnold where you go, man, the first read was open. I don't know if you're looking at the pass rush or you just don't want to pull the trigger or you still got stage fright because you're thinking with the Jets. But that's what he's got to get a little bit better as we go forward, because there are some plays that I certainly have seen where I go, man, what? And Troy tried to show that early in the game and explain that, to go like, look, there's a guy open here. I'm not sure what he's looking at or why he didn't pull the trigger, but either way, things are going in the right direction for the Carolina Panthers for sure. That's going to be a real good game, no doubt. What are you going to go with?
Well,
there?
and he's got to do it without Christian McCaffrey on Sunday either. He's got that hamstring strain. I agree with you. It's more likely that the Panthers suffer their first loss. I don't want to tip my hand too much on our Mega Picks podcast that we'll be taping later today, but I think we both are leaning Cowboys and Ravens to win those two games. I know I am, and that would mean that the Panthers are more likely to get their first loss. Actually, I'm Bronco. I'm leaning Broncos to lose too. So I don't know. We'll find out when we do our picks podcast. Yeah. But I feel more confident about the Cowboys beating the Panthers than I do about the Ravens beating the Broncos. Last one, real quickly. Which New York team is more likely to get its first win? They are combined 0-6, the Jets and the Giants. The Giants travel to New Orleans, where the Saints are back in the Superdome with fans for the first time since 2019 with fans present. The Jets host the Tennessee Titans. Which one's more likely to get to 1-3?
I think it's the G-Man. That to me, it's an easy one here. First off, the Jets are just not ready for prime time. They got a few too many issues on their roster. The Giants could very easily be 2-1. I mean, very easily. There's no doubt about that. I actually think they match up quite well with the Saints. I mean, we see right now, the Saints want to run the ball and play defense. The Giants are good at stopping the run. And they're not going to be like the most explosive offense in the world. I mean, I wouldn't be – this to me is a game where you could put a maybe upset alert a little bit. I do think there's a good matchup here. I would think the Giants keep it close even if they lose, but that's who I'm going to go with out of the two.
Wow, tipping your hand on the Mega Picks podcast. I was going to say the Jets just because the circumstances back in the Superdome, the boost they're going to get from
I hear
the
you
fans.
there too, right.
Alvin Kamara made it clear to me after the win over the Patriots. They're not satisfied. They didn't think they played well enough. He didn't think they played well enough against the Patriots. He's salty about the Week 2 loss to the Panthers. This is a team that is driven and determined. And, with the Saints, there's usually some sputter in September, and then they find that gas pedal and they mash it.
Right.
So I think they're both going to lose.
Yeah, but, probably, yes.
It's just amazing to think that neither team in New York has won a game yet. And somebody pointed that out on Twitter, and the Bills chimed in and said, hey, how about us?
Yeah, how about us? That's right.
True. They're the only team that actually plays in New York.
They're only a 5-hour ride from the rest of the team or driving the car. I know, it is. So at least we got the Yankees here in New York. We're hoping they can make the playoffs. But, yeah, football season not looking real good.
It's funny. I was on KJR yesterday, and they said how close the Mariners are to clinching their first playoff berth in 20 years, and I have no idea who's in, who's close to being in. I mean, I shut it down 1992 when Sid Bream somehow scored from second on a routine single by Francisco Cabrera, and Barry Bonds couldn't throw him out at home. And I knew at that moment the Pirates were going to stink for a very long time. I had no idea it would be 30 years, but I'm glad I checked out of the Hotel Pittsburgh Pirates when I did.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.